searching for gaming knowledge comes the man, the myth, a legend in his own mind, Critical. Welcome back, guys and gals. Critical here. Today I'm bringing an episode of Last Epoch, and I am doing a build guide for my EchoMancer. Alright, the developers have come out with the pre-alpha 4.10, and we are funded on Kickstarter. We are fully funded. I think we're actually getting close to hitting our first stretch goal, which is going to be controller support. I don't know what the next stretch goal is, but you never know, we could actually hit it. So we actually got this done. Now, normally I would do 2 videos just playing through this, but you guys have seen me play the Death Knight before, so I'm just going to do a build video. Now, after this video, I will probably drop back a little bit of coverage on Last Epoch because the demo hasn't changed very much, but anytime they come out with an update, so probably weekly, I'll do at least one video, either a, hey, update video, this is what they've changed, or a build guide video if I felt it required it. Now, they did a couple things to our lovely Void Knight. They gave us Dark Fissure, and it's a melee attack that leaves a Dark Fissure that lasts 4 seconds. When they're near it, they are infected with Despair, which reduces their damage by 40%. I've tried it some. I probably need to mess around with it some more, but it is a melee attack that then this like gems, these dark gems kind of explode from the ground. I'll show it to you. They gave us a Abyssal Echoes, which is actually a pretty cool ability, and the name for this build came from it. The EchoMancer, 10% increased mana efficiency per point, 5% increased attack speed. And what I have done is I have taken temporal reviving, which enemies you hit with Abyssal Echoes take 10% increased damage over time for 4 seconds. Now, I didn't, if you put 3 points into this, you can get it so you can stack it, but it cuts the buff in half. Most enemies don't last long enough, so I left it. I took the one that gives you 20% increased health regen for 2 seconds on kill per point when you kill an enemy with one of your echoes. I wanted to increase my area, and I did it to 120% of the area. I gave up some damage to get a bigger area. I want to hit more enemies with it. Abyssal Echo deals 30% increased damage per point on its initial damage, which is actually really nice. And then Temporal Echo, 35% increased mana cost. Abyssal Echoes is automatically cast again 1 second after you cast it. I then took the Distant Echoes, which increases the delay per point. I did 3 of them, but it decreases 20%. It increases the mana efficiency per point that you put in there as well. And then the Cadence, which is 35% increased mana efficiency per point, but Abyssal Echoes is automatically cast an additional time per point. There is 1 second delay between each cast by default. All that being said, I am an EchoMancer. I cast it once. If there's multiple enemies around me, I cast it a couple of times, and it's like it's just going off continuously. It is awesome. Okay. Now that is very mana intensive. So I took Volatile Reversal so that I could get my mana back, and then I took some of the nodes that'll give me some actual health back for that. I didn't go for Traveler's Fatigue to travel further back. I'm not so worried about how far back I'm traveling. It's more of a utility spell to get my mana back. I mean, there are times when this is helpful to get out of trouble, but you're going to see I don't get in too much trouble with this build. I took Devouring Orb. Okay, Devouring Orb with Abyssal Echoes is just nasty. All right. As usual, I go for the first node that'll give me an increase in mana efficiency, and I put 4 points into that. I took the Rift Caller, which increases damage by 12% per point. Abyssal Expanse. I want bigger area of effect on my Devouring Orb. I did increase the mana cost and reduce the damage area the damage and area growth by 50%, but it now orbits around me, and I added 100% more distance. Gave myself a 10% movement speed per point on cast. It only lasts 4 seconds, but it's nice if I need it. I went ahead and added another 20% mana cost, so it gets kind of expensive. But once again, I have Volatile Reversal, I get my mana back. This deals void damage to enemies that are hit by the orbiting orb. And then the Devouring Orb deals 30% increased damage per point when it collides with enemies. So as that orb is going around and it's hitting the stuff that's around me, because I'm basically right in the middle of everything, it's getting devastated. I took Vengeance as just I don't really need another skill, but I wanted to have something else. And I didn't go into these trees yet. I might, but basically I took Executioner, Bolster, which gives me, you take 5% reduced damage per point for 2 seconds when you hit an enemy with Vengeance. If I have to hit an enemy with Vengeance, I'm toe to toe. This gives me some survivability. I wanted Blade Assault and Combo Repose to give me a little bit more damage. And then Dark Blade has a 15% chance to deal double damage. So when I'm shooting these Dark Blades out, hopefully I'm doing some good damage. That's the majority of the skills that I'll be using. Once again, I build my builds for running the game and not for the arena. This one, it can be done in the arena. I have to learn how to do it better. I haven't gotten a good arena experience with this yet, but I'm sure it can be done. Now the gear, well, we'll call it a gear. Let's go to the passive grid. So I took 9 points just so that going down the axis of the defender, because I wanted Void Blade, adds 5% damage to attacks and spells per point, increases attack and cast speed by 5% per point. I wanted Chronomaster, 20% increased damage over time per point, you take 5% less damage over time per point. Abyssal Echoes, that's damage over time, folks. That means I'm buffing damage over time with that ability. I'm buffing my Abyssal Echoes. I took 20% increased void damage per point and 5% increased movement speed per point. I love me some movement speed. And then I was didn't know where else. There's a couple places I would like. Unstoppable is a really nice one. If I am using a shield, 5% block and parry, but I'm not using a shield with this. And then Abyssal Cadence, 40% increase critical strike chance per point with void skills. As I go further into this, I probably want to max out Cadence and max out Abyssal Destruction, because that just makes the crits happen more often, and the crits hit like freaking trucks. Now, I've gone extra into the axis of Onslaught, because increased melee damage, increased damage over time. I'm buffing my major abilities. My Echoes, I'm buffing the Echoes with the damage over time. You could also go down Axis of the Abyss, because it raises your health and plus 24 physical and void damage, which, once again, everything we do is void damage, might as well buff it. So where this build really shines is the gear. I took the Falcon just for some dodge rating and some movement speed. I don't want to be hit, because I don't survive very long when I start getting hit. You're going to see a theme here. Dodge rating, health regen. Once again, dodge rating, health regen. I'm not buffing I could buff my spells, but I needed health regen. You're going to see why here in a minute. With my ring. Now the ring, I got a nice void damage buff on it and a cold damage buff on it. And I was working on elemental protection to buff me a little bit more and some more health regen, and it fractured. This ring, I put 1 health regen on this ring and it just busted immediately. But 23% void damage, 20% damage over time, dodge rating. This is the perfect ring. I was so upset when it broke, because those are all the stats I want on my rings. My belt, 20% damage over time. Minion damage I didn't want, just happened to come with it, and I got a really high health regen. My health, it stays up there. I don't have a lot of it, but it regens pretty quickly. Melee attack speed, which is nice. Damage over time, nice big buff there, but of course it broke when I was doing that. and 22% health regen. You're seeing a theme here, a lot of health regen. Movement speed, dodge rating. That's all I wanted on my boots. And I'm trying something new. I think from now on, if I'm concentrating on a certain stat for a certain item, I'm hoping to get those 2 stats on a lower level, lower T level item. And then I'm just going to buff those 2. I'm not going to try to add anything to it until I get the 2 most important ones on that item all the way up to T5. Then I'll try to add something else to it. And if it fractures then, it's okay as long as I don't lose all my T levels. It's okay because I get what I really wanted, which was that those 2 individual, like for boots, it's always movement speed. I want a T5 movement speed. And, no, don't move. I got up to a T4. You know what? I got you guys here. Maybe it'll be good luck for me. I didn't want to push it, but I want to try it. Melee or movement speed. Oh, it's fractured. I didn't even notice it was fractured. Yeah, it fractured on me already. Darn it. See, I thought you guys were going to be good luck for me. The tome. Critical strike chance, which is nice. Cold damage, meh. And a huge health regen. I got a T5 health regen on that, and I was so happy. This makes me... Okay, the EchoMancer, that ability is... Yeah, it's called the EchoMancer. But if you're thinking of a Necromancer, the Bone Harvester makes me a Necromancer. So I'm the EchoMancer, seriously. Why? Adds 20% melee necrotic damage. Okay, nothing. I don't hardly ever use it that way. Summon a skeleton for 20 seconds on kill. Depending where I'm at and how fast I'm moving, I can fill my screen with summon skulls. Well, with the summon skeletons. And I have an army of skeletons. We are going to go into the underground lake. We're going to work our way to the troll mud swamp. And we're going to run through there. And I'm going to show you what this ability can do. Then we'll go do the boss so I can show you how it works. But that gives me an army. And that army is fierce. Now, why do I need all this health regeneration? Ravaging Stance. I have to use a stance. I don't have to, but I feel if you don't, it's like, you know, kind of need something. This one, I didn't like. You deal increased physical and void damage, but you lose 7% of your current health. And when you use this skill, you lose 37% more mana from the mana drain effects. That's the part that hurts. If it didn't go after my mana, I would use this one. This one slows me down too much, and I hate being slow. Plus, it hurts my damage. So I went with Ravaging Stance, but they changed Ravaging Stance. It used to be that bubble you could cast around yourself. Well, now there's no cost to cast it, but while you have it on, it's like a toggle effect. You lose 5% of your current health per second, and it's just continuous, always, and it can kill you. I tested that. I don't know if something else killed me, but I'm pretty sure it was Ravaging Stance that actually killed me. So when I pop that, I'm not losing any health because I have such a high health regen that I don't lose any health, which is, I feel, important, especially for the big nasties. Let's go into the underground lake and work ourselves into the troll swamp. Get my orb out. You could also call this build the FPS killer, because I kill me some FPS of this with all the explosions going on. Anytime my volatile reversal is available, I go ahead and use it, because this is a very mana hungry build. Look at that movement speed, it's glorious. Look at the skellies. The skellies are awesome. Get a couple fighters, some casters, doing some nice fireballs. Anytime I face a boss, I spam my orbs. So not only is my echoes glowing everywhere, but... Oh, and the cool thing. Watch the orb. It'll... When a skeleton dies... Oh. When a skeleton dies, it goes up. I don't know if that's intended, but I've seen it go off when a skeleton dies. See it? Something died. My skeletons are dying, so I'm causing my Devouring Orb to pulse even more with my skeletons. The more skeletons I have out, the more damage they're doing. The enemies are going after the skeletons, usually more than me. And anytime they die, or when they ran their course, FPS killer, FPS killer, I told you. Let me through, get out of my way. Let's spawn more. Oh. It does get out of hand. They have to do something about this, because I can almost fill the screen. Look at this army of skeletons I have. Let's go say hi to the boss. Now, unfortunately, by the time I get over there, they're all despawned. But yeah, this is fun. And yes, it's probably gonna get nerfed as soon as I put out. Oh man, yeah, this looks cool. Look at this. The developers are like, yep, that's gonna get nerfed. I gotta wait for the temporal time event. But yeah, the summon skeletons are actually pretty cool. Now, there is another item that I thought would work with it. Let me go back to town. I want to show you this to you. And I did test this. It does nothing for us. I made sure I was hurt. Oh, gotta wait for all this. Sorry. I made sure I was hurt so that I could see if this gave me health. Death Rattle. Minions take 20% increased damage. Minions have 40% additional critical strike per strike multiplier. You gain 20 health on a minion death. Now, for a regular Necromancer, that would work, because the pets you summon are considered minions. The pets that are summoned by the Bone Harvester, I think, are a spell, and they don't count as minion. And neither for the Torch or the Ponphoenix? I'm not good with names. You guys should know this. This one summons these burning zombies, but they don't move very well. And I like moving around the screen as fast as I possibly can. So it's not something I'm going to use. Let's go play with the boss. The temple should be fun. All right, get an orb up. Echo. Echolocation. Echo, use the ball mana. Health. I mean, I don't need to go mess with these things. It's just so much fun. Look at all this. I gotta tell you, it's an FPS killer. Explosions happening everywhere. Get a second orb out. You want to see what this thing can do against the boss? Boom. I told you it was an FPS killer. Oh, we know. I never walked past. I didn't raise the bridge. I wonder if the bridge is going to be up. Oh, it is up. Okay. Oh no, I came through here and opened up the bridge. I was like, did it reset? But no, it never resets. I don't know why I thought it would reset. There's all those extra orb explosions going off with my skeletons dying. Let's get another orb out. We'll have two going. Let's get a couple skellies. Now, I'm not going to have a lot of skellies for this because I ran back the other way, but he's not going to live very long anyways. Doesn't matter. Yep, he's done. Never got a chance to summon his big bads in. Oh, you're stuck behind the area, huh? That's okay. I can echo you now. Let's go back to the lair. It's nice and quiet. So, yeah, guys, that's the build. It's using the item to get me actually more damage, because the more minions that die, anything that dies around me, it pops off. So it is just echoes and echoes. And I'm kind of looking at the orb as another kind of echo. And if you think about it, volatile reversal is an echo. So I've got the Abyssal Echoes. I can echo as in travel back in time. So I'm kind of like an echo effect. And then I'm having these explosions of void damage, looking like the echoes that I'm pulling from my Abyssal Echoes. So everything is just, it's like echolocation in heaven. And I never even used my Vengeance. I didn't need to. All right, so that's the build, guys. I like this one. This is probably my favorite Void Knight build that I've done so far. And what really helped it was the item. Without the unique Executioner Axe, it just wouldn't be as much fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. To all my viewers, okay, to everybody that watched my videos, went out and supported Last Epoch, thank you very much. To everybody who decided they didn't want to support it, but you told somebody else, thank you very much. I think this game is going to be an amazing ARPG, and now the team has the funding to give us the game that we want. Keep talking to them. They're still listening. It's not like they got the money and they're like, okay, we got our money, and they stopped talking to us. They're talking to us more now, it feels like, than when we were trying to get money. So the team's behind us. We need to be behind the team. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. You have a nice day. Bye.